everyone, Lisa here from Four City Stitching. I hope everyone had a good week. Yeah, nothing too exciting here. This weekend though, my son did kind of come down with a bit of a stomach bug, so we have spent our weekend indoors, and yeah, that's about it. We haven't really done too much. He is starting to feel better today and has kept some crackers and Mr. Noodle down, so that was better than yesterday. But yeah, Friday night was not a very pleasant night. So but we are on the mends, and I think he should be able to go to school tomorrow, so that is good. All right. Yeah, that's basically all we've been doing this weekend. Let's look at some stitching. Sorry, my ears are bothering me a bit today, so I'm just trying to get them a little unplugged so I can hear myself speak a little bit better. All right, so let's start off with something we were talking about last week that I wanted to work on, and that was making a Biscornu. So I did that. Here it is. It's not perfect, but it's pretty good, I think, for my first one. Yeah, so I watched those tutorials that I mentioned last video from Crafty Kim and the Tiny Modernist. So I had linked those in my video last week for you to check out. So on the sides here, you can see some of the stitches are thicker, or some of this border or this where they join is thicker in some parts than others. For example, I feel like this section here is probably one of the most even. There were a couple spots that after I joined it, I'll call it, I performed surgery and cut the stitches out and restitched it to make them a little bit more even. My word of advice is to not be afraid to pull super hard. Pull as hard as you can to make those stitches as small as possible. Does that make sense? Yeah. Because at first I wasn't pulling that hard, and I had some sections that were really big, kind of like that, but like worse. But yeah, so my word of advice, but then once I got going, I kind of got the hang of it, hence why that section looks pretty good. Yeah, so just pull your stitches really tight is my word of advice. When I got around to the last part to close, I don't know where it is now, but perhaps there, can't really tell, but it, I don't know, it was a little wonky, so just do what you need to do to get it closed up, basically, is my advice there as well. But yeah, all in all, I am pretty happy with this. I know people say that they are addictive. I guess I can kind of see that, but I'm not in a hurry to stitch another one together anytime soon. But yeah, it was just time consuming. Probably took me Well, it took me a good part of the, like most of the afternoon last Sunday to do this. Yeah, I would say about 3 to 4 hours. And I was doing it pretty monogamously. Like I didn't set it down. I set it down, but I was very close to the end. Maybe to start dinner, but yeah. And I stuffed it pretty full. But yeah, that's how it turned out. I think it looks pretty good. All right, so going back to my stitching. So after I finished that, I worked a little bit more on my Christmas list by Silver Creek Samplers. So there's that. That looks pretty good. That little stitching session got some good progress in that. Arlo's under the bed. That's that hump over there that you see. He's under the blanket. Then I also worked on Santa Train by Prairie Schooler. That one. I worked on that wheel. Put all my Prairie Schoolers in this one bag. I brought out Under the Sea Again, which is the stitch along from last year from Frosted Pumpkin. Do I have a cover page easy to grab? That one. I am finding a lot of different prompts that I can use this for, so that's why it keeps coming out. So I brought that out to stitch on Jade for Whip Warriors, the color Jade, and then this jellyfish down here, which is pretty cute, and some fish. There's something else that you needed, some fish. So this one's coming in quite handy. And then this weekend is our focus challenge. So each month in Whip Warriors, we have like 5 days or so to work on our focus piece. And also that counts to another challenge to beat one of the admin or moderators in how many stitches you do. So the piece that is my focus piece is my Fruits of Plenty. So that has come out again. And I'm probably going to stitch on it a little bit more after this video as well. But that's how far this one is at. So that's a pretty fun stitch. I see why everyone enjoyed it so much there a couple years ago. So I worked on that Thursday and Friday, and then Friday night was when my son got sick. And during that, when he first became sick to his stomach, it ended up all on me. So that was fabulous. And I had just put that piece down to the side. So I just kept saying, at least you didn't throw up on my stitching. So that's good. Because he felt really, really bad about throwing up all over myself on the couch. But, so okay, these things happen. I said, at least you didn't throw up on my stitching. So, yeah. That's how our Friday night started. All right. Excuse me, tickle. All right, so Saturday, basically, we didn't leave the house. We didn't go to swimming lessons because he wasn't feeling well still. And I wasn't able to really get him to kind of keep much down on Saturday. So just a lot of sitting around, being quiet and calm. So I did get a good amount of stitching in. So I worked on Fruits of Plenty a little bit on Saturday. And then I also, for a lot of my day, because I think I ended up doing about 700 stitches, is I worked on the mystery cell from Fox and Rabbit. And the color is not really showing too well there, but yeah, so done well on that. 700 stitches, finished that flower and got a good start on the stems. These are the colors that are in so far, which is Merlot is the red, and then asparagus. And then I have some smoke here to add in for the vase. So yeah, I got quite a lot of stitching in on that. And then last night, I pulled out my temperature birds because they're a little bit behind. Surprise, surprise. So that's how they're looking there. Yeah. I got a couple cool days to add in over here. But that's how my birds are looking. That's a little bit better. Yeah, so it was really cold for a couple days, like Friday and Saturday. Yeah, it was, I think it was, again, we didn't go outside yesterday, so I don't know. But I think it was a bit on the colder side yesterday. But today, it was actually pretty warm on my run this morning. It was about 3 degrees, so that's perfect running weather. And then today, I pulled out from the Punch Needle and Permanent Stitcher magazine, Spring 2020, hair etching by Heart and Hand. So I got basically a good chunk of his face done there. So there's not a, again, if I would just stitch on it, then he would be done, because that's how much it is to him, right? But famous last words, right? If we just stitched on our stuff, then we would get it done. So yeah, that is everything I worked on. If you have any questions about my Biscornu, I did add just a single bead in the middle there. Let me know, but I'm no expert by any means. But I think it came out okay for my first one. But yeah. This week ahead, nothing too exciting planned, I don't think. Nope. I know next weekend, Caroline from Off the Grid Needle Arts wants to have a finish up weekend. Again, on Friday Off the Grid Facebook page. So I'll see what I might be able to look at to kind of do that weekend where it's hard. Yeah. So I think today I will maybe work a little bit more on Fruits of Plenty. Yeah, maybe for another 400 stitches. That's kind of my next traveling 450 stitches. What's going on here? 400 stitches. For my next travel. Yeah, and that will give me a good amount of stitches on it. Yeah, a good amount of stitches on it for this weekend. So, all right, everyone, have a good week, and we'll see you next week.